I'm Sally. I have my manufacturing business and it's really taken off and can't keep up with everything financially while also trying to make sure orders get out. What would be the first questions you would ask Sally?
Oftentimes, clients will come in and either they got a tax bill from their previous accountant that was a lot higher than they thought was due, and the client couldn't explain it to them as to why they owed X, at least in a way that they would understand. Or unfortunately, it's the shoebox one, and they've gotten so busy that they couldn't keep up with either the accounting they're doing, the payroll for their workers. They couldn't keep up with that, or they got some type of a IRS notice because they didn't file something, or maybe it was a city or county notice that for sales tax that they should have filed that they didn't file, or any of those types of things. And they realize I've gotten so busy, I'm not keeping up, and they need help. Each business is a three-legged stool. So there's a marketing sales side, there's the product side, and then there's kind of the admin overhead side, of which kind of the accounting piece goes in it. So when you start off, those legs are really, really short. But as you get bigger and you grow, those legs tend to get longer, and so I need some help. So that's kind of where it comes into play. A specific story that it's just out of control, and either they don't understand their accountant, their current person, and they're not getting the calls back, or they're not able to get a good explanation, or the accountant just says, well, the numbers say this and this is what you owe, and can't explain it well, and they don't understand. Or it's the other side that they're just it's out of control, and they finally either got a notice or they just know it that I can't do this myself. So within the first 90 days, we're going to get all of your information in, get some financials, and get a first statement review out so that you have something good to work with as a starting baseline point. So we're going to get all of those in place and make sure that any regulatory agencies that you need to have reported to, you're set up on, so that we can at least do that going forward. At some point in time after that first statement review, we're going to have a business development meeting. And we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about all sorts of corners of your business. Things that have nothing to do with accounting sometimes, but it's just various parts of your business, like, do you have an employee manual? Do you have an employee review system? How do you do that? What type of your policies do you have? Do you ever take a vacation? It's important. Do you have a will? Huge. Is the business totally dependent on you, the business owner? Are all of those things in place? What is the plan? What is the products that you do? What are the pieces that you're doing? All of that stuff is part of this business development meeting. Let's get on a page, let's get a plan, and try and work through those things.
So I've given you all the information, I get back my starting point, and then we have this business development meeting. In the meeting, obviously you're asking me all these different types of questions. Will we be sitting down in the meeting and you coming up with a plan and strategy then? Or will we just talk about some of the goals and you'll reach back out to me with your plan?
Usually by the end of the business development meeting, you have action plans. So I feel short, medium, and long-term goals, kind of, and SMART goals, and try and put them in place so that clients can, they're actionable things that they can start on. You don't try and take the whole dump truck and load it in. Let's at least try a few shovelfuls first, get those done, go to the next action item. Truthfully, I review that with clients periodically. At least once a year, we'll at least talk about it a little bit, and if not more often, because when I'm talking to you monthly, quarterly, whatever we're doing, oftentimes I'll bring up, how you doing on this goal? Trying to be actionable, like, how you doing on your homework assignment? So today when I saw him, he's like, okay, I met with my attorney, I got a few questions for you, blah, blah, blah. So we went through those and stuff. So those are the types of things that you try and do. I can't throw that much on you. That it might be part of the long-term goal, but let's get the intermediate milestones going so that we can get you headed in that direction. Truthfully, sometimes things change. These are goals that we, the client and I, Sally and I put together. So she's the one that's got to implement them, not me. So, I'm an advisor. And so if it all of a sudden becomes non-important to her, then okay, but there are consequences potentially for not doing those things. So
Right.
sometimes I will tell you this has happened often where we'll have a goal sitting out there and it just doesn't get accomplished.
Mhm.
And a year later, it comes back and its head rears up again and says, well, remember that thing that we had back there? It's still not taken care of, and that would resolve this issue. Come on board, which could be virtual, I will send you a homework assignment and it will have a lot of pieces of information. So if you've literally got, checks and credit card statements and things like that, we'll probably sit down with you. I'll probably have you code those checks to say, like, is it a material or supply or repair or whatever those are until we learn your vendors. And then you'll be getting some information from either your old accountant, maybe you have it already, or old tax returns. And like I said, if you have some type of accounting system, we'll get those backup records and stuff too. So that's kind of the first step in the whole process, is to get all of those functional things, is what I will say, to put everything together. We have a portal, so if you have a scanner, you can upload it. We communicate with our clients a lot. A lot of people mail us stuff. If you want to drop it off, that's fine too. Pretty much anything. Try and not use email very much with documents that might have personal information in them, or try and encourage heavily that you use the portal and other secure ways.